I'm here in Sonoma for the launch of the 2026 GR Corolla. This is technically the fourth iterative change for this vehicle. Between 23 and 24, there were some slight mechanical improvements. For 25, this car got a mid-cycle refresh with a different front fascia, some dramatic changes to suspension tuning, which we've covered in the past. And for 26, this car gets feet of adhesive. In fact, over 44 feet of extra adhesive to make this car extra rigid. Now we're going to sit down with Sakamoto-san, the chief engineer, who I've tortured in the past many times, and at this point, I'm like a bad penny. I keep showing up in his life to ask him Corolla questions. So with that, let's go talk to him. So I'm with Sakamoto-san once again.
Yeah.
It feels like every year I'm going to see you. Until like we're both 75 every year. We're going to talk about Corollas.
Yeah.
So this is the fourth change to the Corolla, right?
Yes. 24, 25, then 26.
And year 23 is your first year.
Yeah.
And your big change was 25 when we last spoke.
Yes.
For those who have seen our original video, we'll go rewatch that. We sat down for a while, but your big changes were geometry, suspension tuning, so car got more rotation, changes to the all-wheel drive calibration. Walk through the changes for this model year, 26. What's different?
26 model years. So now we have been evaluating the car on the Fuji Speedway and other Japanese racetrack.
Okay.
But at a typical racetrack, just you with you, lateral G or longitudinal G. Then for the next step, we have started to evaluate the car on the Nürburgring.
Big change.
Yeah. So to prepare for the evaluating on the Nürburgring, at first we need to think about its body rigidity because lots of vertical G put onto the body. So to make effectively working the suspension, at first we thought we need to increase the body rigidity.
So how did you do that?
So we increased the structural adhesive. So thanks to the Motomachi factory's improvement, we could add more structural adhesive on the production line. So more than 45.6 feet longer than 25 model years.
Is it you? Are you sitting there on the line doing it? Your other change you made to the intake, correct?
Yes. So I think as your movie pointed out, so secondary intake sometimes get the hot heat, then reduce engine power. So thinking about driving a long distance like Nürburgring, 16 miles, so we need to make a solution for that. So we added a special intake system to the secondary air intake to cool down the intake temperature.
Inlet air temps. I saw in your presentation, which was very good by the way, you talked about testing at the Nürburgring.
Yes.
As you remember in our long video series, the car, because it's predictive, sometimes turns off the rear wheels. Can you make it around the ring without it turning off? It'll do one full lap before it'll turn off, or can you, the all-wheel drive system?
At this moment, it works well on the Nürburgring, but I still, we are improving the transfer case cooling system. So at this moment, as you may know, HKS prepared some cooling kit, which turned off the
protection mode.
So we did something for that. I can't say.
A future product. So going back to your changes, I know what body rigidity increase feels like. Can you walk through for the viewers what that feels like when you're driving? More adhesive, what does that feel like?
Even to the city driving, you can feel the solid body. So more direct feeling, more suspension works well. You can feel even on the street driving, thanks to the more
body rigidity. But the biggest change, because we have had the pleasure here of driving 23, 24 with some 25 model year updates, and now the 26. The big change, though, for me is the 23 to the 25. To me, that's the biggest change. You talked about in your presentation, because you're changing every model year, you're trying to make sure that the old owners can get some of those parts. So other than the body rigidity, which you can't do, you can get the suspension, the control arms, you can put them on your old car, correct?
Yes. So one of the big hallmark from our master driver Morizo is don't stop the evolution, but don't forget existing customers. So that's a big homework for us. So every time we think about to prepare the update kit to the customers. Actually, even a small update for the 24 model years, we prepare the bolt and the air duct and the aluminum tape. Actually, we are selling in Japan, so it's surprisingly 20% of the 23 model years customers purchased
Really?
that update kit.
Very cool.
Then now we are preparing the update kit to the 25 model years. Of course, some parts is difficult because software change and the suspension member change. But still, we need to think
and
of
springs.
Yeah, damper, spring, stabilizer, and the bolt will be available for the customer.
Oh, very, very cool. Well, thank you very much. I very much appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
I'll see you next year.
Yeah, see you next year. Thank you.
This is not Brown Mark. This is Guff from Albon Films, and he and I are about to walk you through what the newest GR Corolla is like to drive, the 26 model year.
All right.
When it comes to adhesive, we're talking about feet.
Oh,
many feet.
That's it. Yep.
42 feet, sir.
Yeah. I shook the chief engineer's hands and it was sticky. A lot of adhesive everywhere.
Oh man, look at that flag wave. Hell yeah.
Exciting.
All right, drivetrain unchanged from the last update, which means
Yeah.
Morizo levels of power.
Yeah.
You can still either get this as a very not great automatic, which saps all your power, or this 6-speed manual.
Yeah.
These tires are a little warm, sir.
Are they?
Yes, they are. This car is now on a new tire, which to be honest feels basically the same as the old tire.
Yep.
Pilot 5. You have all of the suspension changes from the last model year as well. Really dynamically, the big difference, I mean, you can walk me through how you feel, is when you ride curves, the car feels a little bit more rigid than it used to be.
Sure, yeah.
What are your thoughts, Guff?
Yeah,
your business partner and boyfriend, not boyfriend, Zane, bought a GR Corolla, so you spent a lot of time in these cars?
Yeah, I have, absolutely. I'll be honest, structural, adhesive-wise, Jesus Christ almighty. Espíritu Santo, okay.
Yes.
I'll be honest, adhesive-wise, I don't fucking know, man. You hit some curbs, is there more glue in the chassis? Maybe. I did Christ almighty, okay.
Oh yeah, oh, miss that apex.
Okay, I could feel the fucking adhesive.
Oh, you feel that adhesive? Oh yeah.
Corner exit, I think the moving to like the variable ratio with a little bit more rear drive makes it feel a little bit less, like understeery on corner exit, like on throttle, but it's like marginal differences, I'd say.
I think the big difference is the first model year to this.
100%.
You jump between those two.
Yeah.
You notice quite a bit of difference in the way the car actually rotates.
Yes, 100%.
The all-wheel drive calibration is far superior.
Yeah.
And just like in the Super video we just shot, we had to go in and come back out because Toyota doesn't believe in fun.
That's right, they don't, rat bastards.
Oh, fuck yeah, look at it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let me tell you, I just pitched something and it's not a tent.
I'd say it's right in the middle.
Yeah, look at that flag wave. What do you mean right in the middle?
I'll be honest, driving the Supra, then this, and then driving the 8.6, just the immediate feeling of lightness of the 8.6 was like, oh yeah, this is the type of car I think I prefer. Just a very simple, Jesus Christ, rear-wheel drive, like 2,800 pound car versus, like, these cars are cool, but there's a lot, there's more weight, there's more complexity, there's just a lot more bullshit you're battling when you're just trying to drive on the limit.
Yeah, so this is the only car out of the three that's genuinely usable, right?
Yes.
If you're in the winter, this is the only car that, to be fair, GR86 in the snow is amazing. But if you want to live, this is the car that you're actually going to want to drive.
Yeah.
But this is my least favorite of the bunch out here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
I think my issue with the car is, to your point, it's the most compromised on track.
Yeah.
And I think it's less rewarding to drive than the other vehicles. It's the easiest car to drive.
Yes.
Something that the 26 does much better than the 23 is rotation.
Yes.
Both the all-wheel drive calibration, under throttle, the car, because it's shifting the power back and forth, will actually, slightly oversteer. And under lift, as I'm about to do, the back starts to actually move.
Yes. Absolutely.
Huge benefit to this, and as we're going to ride over some curbing, sir. Oh,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, so here's some curbs, sir. Oh yeah. I feel those 40-something feet. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, the one thing I'm going to talk about, and I briefly talked to the engineer about off camera, is something that this car struggles with. Is if you monkey it around or you put it on a sticky tire, you're fast with the steering. You can feel the steering almost catch behind it, which I know you didn't experience because you're driving Miss Daisy the car around. But if you really start to push, something I noticed in my car as well on sticky tires.
Yeah.
But I think past that, if you're looking to buy a GR Corolla, the one to buy, used or new, is anything with the modern suspension updates they've done. Like,
absolutely.
If you have a 25, you don't need to get a 26. But I would buy a 25 over a 23 every single day.
100%. Absolutely. It is a drastic difference between the two.
So with that, I'm gonna head into the final thoughts. Thank you for riding Air Jack. Final thoughts on the 2026 GR Corolla. Huge thanks to Sakamoto-san, the chief engineer, and his entire team for being very patient with me and putting up with all my various questions. This is our third year in a row interviewing him, basically, and he is very, very passionate about this car, and hopefully that comes across on camera. Also, thanks to Guff from Albon Films for being a good sport and being willing to be put through the spin cycle on Sonoma Raceway. So what about the car? Well, I've spent a lot of time with the GR Corolla. I've owned one for 2 years, and we did a very comprehensive modification series with our friends at Limit Plus One Performance, basically the foremost GR Corolla aftermarket shop. And we did everything possible to this car to make it better. And I am very familiar with its shortcomings. So for 2026, the changes they've made are welcome. The body structure changes specifically make this car feel more solid. It has greater confidence over large bumps, and you do notice it in large compression events and on a back road. All the NVH material does make this thing feel more refined, an issue with the GR Corolla. And I imagine if you lap this thing for a longer period of time, the changes to the airbox would lead to more consistent power delivery. That said, now having driven a 23, a 24 with a 25 suspension updates, and a 26 back to back to back, the single biggest change is the suspension update. Allowing this car to now rotate under throttle lift goes a long way in making this thing feel more fun. The suspension changes to the rear make this car feel more nimble. And the changes to the all-wheel drive system in 25 allow this car to rotate better or slightly under throttle, where in the past in track mode, traditionally adding a big gob of throttle in, say, the corner exit led to a slight push. So if you're looking to buy one of these things used, or you can get a good deal on a 25 new, that's probably where I would spend my money. However, the changes to 2026 do make a difference. That said, if you own a 23, what I will say is go to a shop like Limit Plus One or your local dealer and buy either aftermarket suspension like we did with a set of MCSs, or retrofit, as the chief engineer talked about, the 25 suspension changes. It makes this car feel a lot more fun behind the wheel.